is the Texaco Star Academic Challenge. Top flight competition between teams from Houston-area high schools. Now, here's the woman with the questions, Donna Ross.
Welcome to the Texaco Star Academic Challenge. This marks a very important week because we're beginning our quarterfinals. That means out of 88 teams who began this competition, there are only 8 left. And the 2 of them that are with us today are Langham Creek and Springwoods High School. We're about to begin our warm-up round, but before we do, we want to remind you of the different tones you'll be hearing during this game. This means an answer is correct. This means it's incorrect. And this will signal the end of a quarter or the end of the game. And we also want to remind you to please wait until you are recognized by the judge before giving any answers. Let's begin the warm-up round with a 5-point question. F.E. Smedley wrote in Frank Fairley, all's fair in which 2 things?
Springwoods, John. Love and War.
Correct for 5 points. Here's a 10-point question for you. Which of these Indonesian islands is also shared by Malaysia and Brunei?
Langham Creek, James. Borneo.
That is correct. For 5 points. At Mud Island, you can walk down a water-field reproduction of the Mississippi River and visit a riverboat museum. Mud Island is found in which Tennessee city?
Springwoods, Cam.
Nashville.
Langham Creek, Martha.
Knoxville. Memphis, Tennessee. For 10 points. An Allen wrench is also called which of these? A hex wrench.
Springwoods, Royale. A hex wrench.
That is correct. For 5 points, here's a visual for you, so please take a look at your monitor in the studio of Houston 2. Identify this plant.
Langham Creek, James. It's a fern.
That is correct. It is a fern. Here's another 5-point question for you. Queen Elizabeth called 1992 Annus Horribilis. What is the English meaning of this Annus Horribilis?
Langham Creek, Pong.
A horrible year. That is correct. And for 5 points, what is the general name for that part of the entire spectrum which falls between ultraviolet?
Springwoods, Royale. The visible spectrum.
That is correct, between ultraviolet and infrared. For 10 points, name the 26th U.S. president who wore pince-nez glasses because of his severe...
Langham Creek, James. Roosevelt. Roosevelt.
Correct, Teddy Roosevelt. For 10 points, which state's northeastern part on Lake Superior is called the Arrowhead Country because of its arrowhead shape?
Langham Creek, James. Minnesota.
That is correct. And for 5 points, there's some music for you, so listen carefully. We'll play the main theme and ask you to name the movie.
Langham Creek, James. The Godfather.
Oh, yes. You are right, The Godfather. And there's a 10-point question for you. In which ballet by Tchaikovsky did Margot Fontaine capture the world in 1949?
Springwoods, Snow.
On Lake. Not what we're looking for. In the role of Princess Aurora.
Langham Creek, Hong.
Sleeping Beauty. Sleeping Beauty. There's the answer. Now we have a celebrity questioner for you, so please take a look at your monitor in the studio of Houston 2 for this 10-point question.
Hi, I'm Officer Ken with Catch a Crook. You know, in the past, I've asked some questions to some of the other guests on the show. Now let's see if you're as smart as they are. When we're out catching crooks, before we can go into someone's home, we have to prove something to the judge.
Springwoods, Royale. Probable cause.
That is correct. That is what's required for the issuance of a search warrant. That's what we're looking for, probable cause. Now for 5 points. It must essentially be thicker than water, indelible in its staining.
Langham Creek, James. Blood.
That's right. That's the same. Blood is thicker than water. For 10 points. An angle with a vertex at the center of a circle is called what?
Langham Creek, James. Central angle.
Correct. For 10 points. Here's another 10-point question for you, and again, it's a visual, so please take a look at your monitor in the studio of Houston 2. This replica of a Greek temple can be found in the nation's capital.
Langham Creek, James. It's the Parthenon.
What does it house?
Springwoods, John. Supreme Court.
That is correct. And another 10-pointer for you. If the word emeritus follows a person's title, what does it mean?
Langham Creek James.
It means ex or retired.
Retired. So we're looking for it. That's correct. And that marks the end of our warm-up round. Stay with us because when we come back, we'll enter the bonus round, and we'll take a look at that scoreboard on the Texaco Star Academic Challenge. Back to the Texaco Star Academic Challenge. We're about to begin round 2, but before we do, let's take a look at the scoreboard. Right now we have Langham Creek with 80 points and Spring Woods with 40. But before we begin round 2, we want to introduce these players for you here today who are doing a very fine job in that warm-up round. We're going to begin with Spring Woods High School. The captain is Cam Huang. She is a senior. The whole team is a senior, as a matter of fact, are seniors. She is a National Merit semifinalist and president of the debate team. We have John Condon. He is a National Merit semifinalist as well and member of the All-Region Chorale. Snow Tempest is a National Merit semifinalist and a member of the varsity swimming team. And Roel Canary is active in the Jets and the Mu Alpha Theta clubs. The alternates are Stacy Erskine and David Fortney. The coach is Jim Stokes, and that is the team from Spring Woods. We also have Langham Creek High School with us today. The captain is Michael Kaiser. He is a senior and a National Merit semifinalist. He is also with the Model United Nations and is an ambassador with that group. He placed first place in the state UIL computers competition. Hong Tran is a senior and a National Merit semifinalist. Also active in the Coca-Cola National Scholarship semifinalist, and she is president of Students Against Violating the Environment. Martha McGee is a senior. She is a National Honor Society member and daughter of the American Revolution Good Citizens Award winner. She is also a school nominee for the Principal's Leadership Award. And James Ayers is a junior. He is president of JETS. He placed first place in state UIL chemistry competition and first place in the National American Computer Science League junior team. The coach is Scotty Johnson, and the assistant coach is Angeline Chu, and that is the team from Langham Creek High School. We also have judges we want to introduce to you today. We have Professor Tom Hudson, who is with the Department of Physics at the University of Houston, and Mike Mastandria, the Executive Director of Score Unlimited. We're about to begin our our bonus round for you. And the way this works, students, is the first team to properly answer a toss-up question will then have the opportunity to answer up to 4 bonus questions. The subject you're playing for in the bonus is presidents. And the 10-point bonus question, toss-up question, is this. The oldest human remains in the New World, now estimated to be about 11,600 years old, were discovered in 1953 near what west central Texas town?
Langham Creek James.
Midland.
Midland is correct. Now your bonus questions as far as presidents. Name the 4 20th century presidents in addition to George Bush who were defeated when running to retain office. You'll earn 5 points for the first one, 10 points for the second, and so forth until you are incorrect. Just fire when you're ready.
Carter. Carter. Ford. Theodore Roosevelt.
We will now go on to another toss-up question worth 10
tell
points.
them the other 2, Donna.
The other 2 are Ford and Jimmy Carter. Those are the 2 they did not name, correct?
No, they named those Taft and Hoover.
Okay, Taft and Hoover were the others. Taft and Hoover. For 10 points. Give me the correct English version of this German proverb. Wo ein Wille ist, ist auch ein Weg. Where there's a will, there's a way. Here's another 10-pointer for you. What year saw the laying of the first transatlantic cable, the founding of the Ku Klux Klan, and the first full year that Andrew Johnson spent in the White House?
Langham Creek James.
1866.
And that is correct. Your bonus questions are now on the subject of poetry for 5 points. Which New England 20th century poet wrote, "No one was ever meant to remember or invent what he did with every cent"?
Your answer? Time.
We're looking for Robert Frost on that one. So we'll go to another toss-up question. This one's worth 10 points, and it's a music question. So listen to this most unusual rendition of a favorite hymn and name both the song and the device producing the music.
Langham Creek, Martha.
Onward Christian Soldiers and the carrion bells.
Springwood, John.
Onward Christian Soldier, one-man band.
Actually, close. It's a military band organ, also known as the carousel, and it was Onward Christian Soldiers. Let's try another 10-pointer. In a two-set tennis match, how many individual points would be played if one player were to win every single point?
Langham Creek, James.
48.
And that is correct. Your bonus questions are in the category of song for 5 points. Two of the most popular rounds of today deal with a trio of handicapped rodents and a type of waterfront activity. Name them.
Three blind mice and row, row, row your boat.
That is correct. For 10 points. These four Austrian terms can all be found in the lyrics of the song Waltzing...
Australian terms.
Excuse me. Australian? It should read Australian terms. Can all be found in the lyrics of the song Waltzing Matilda. Which one of the following is a tree? Billabong, Coolabah, Jumbuck, or Tuggerbag?
Jumbug?
Actually, it's the Coolabah is what we were looking for. Let's go to another toss-up question for 10 points. Newburgh and Thermidor are two ways of preparing what food?
Springwood, John.
Lobster.
That is correct. Your bonus is in world history for 5 points. Julius Caesar's conquest of what land brought him his initial popularity back home in Rome? Gaul. Correct. For 10 points. Which European country possessed Jamaica until 1655? Britain. Looking for Spain on that one. Spain. And that marks the end of this round, but stay with us when we come back. We'll take a look at that scoreboard. Plus, we'll enter our 60-second round, and the teams will have the opportunity to choose from these categories: 1917, Arkansas, physics, or art history on the Texaco Star Academic Challenge. Texaco Star Academic Challenge. We're about to begin round 3, but before we do, let's take a look at the scoreboard, see how the teams are doing. We have Langham Creek right now at 130 and Spring Woods with 55. It's still half the game to go. A lot can happen. Before we begin the 60-second round, we want to let you know that all the questions for the Texaco Star Academic Challenge are written by Questions Unlimited of Columbus, Ohio. We're going to allow Spring Woods to choose a category first. What category would you like? Art history. In art history, the teams now have 60 seconds to answer as many of these 10 questions as they can. Any missed or skipped will then go to the other team, and they will have the opportunity to answer those questions. Identify the following artists as Baroque, Romantic, Impressionist, or Post-Impressionist. Judges, let the clock begin. Claude Monet. Impressionist. Vincent van Gogh. Post-Impressionist. Benjamin West. Romantic. Jean-Henri Fragonard.
Post-impressionist.
Post-Impressionist. William Blake.
Romantic.
Pierre-Auguste Renoir.
Impressionist, right? Yeah.
Impressionist. Peter Paul Rubens.
Baroque.
John Singleton Copley.
Romantic.
Sure, romantic. Rembrandt. Impressionist. Paul Gauguin. Post-Impressionist.
80 points.
80 points for Springwood. Congratulations. Langham Creek now has the opportunity to pick up some extra points with 2 questions here. Jean-Henri Fragonard.
Not post.
Impressionist.
Impressionist?
Baroque is what we're looking for. And Rembrandt.
Not impressionist.
Romantic. Yeah.
A Baroque.
That is correct. So picked up an extra 10 points there for Langham Creek. Now, Langham Creek, what category would you like?
Physics. Physics, please.
I'll move back.
There are no instructions on this one, so judges, please start the clock. Both light and sound travel in what form?
Waves. Waves.
Which device converts mechanical energy to electrical energy?
Generator. Generator.
An iron poker with one end in a fire soon becomes hot at the other end by means of what heat transfer process?
Conduction.
What part of the electromagnetic spectrum can we see?
The visible spectrum.
What determines the shape of a quantity of water?
The container. The container.
What two commonly known forces are in effect when a pail of water is swung in a vertical circle?
Gravity and centripetal force. Gravity and centripetal force.
At what part of a magnet is the magnetic force the strongest?
The poles. The poles.
Relative to a stationary person, is the clock traveling with a moving person going slower, faster, or the same?
Slower. Yeah. Slower.
What is the device used to open or close a circuit?
Switch.
Which law of thermodynamics states that absolute zero cannot be attained?
Third.
That is correct. That means that Langham Creek also gets an extra 20 points for sweeping that category. So congratulations to Langham Creek. And that brings the 60-second round to a close. We're now going to head into our Stump the Experts round next, so stay with us, and we'll take a look at that scoreboard. Welcome back to the Texaco Star Academic Challenge. We're about to head into round 4, but before we do, let's take a look at the scoreboard. Langham Creek now at 260 and Spring Woods at 135. In this last Stump the Experts round, the questions are more difficult, but they're also worth more points, 15 and 20 points, to give each team the maximum opportunity to gain as many points as possible. We're going to begin our Stump the Experts round with a 15-point visual, so please take a look at your monitor in the studio off Houston's 2. In small sculptures, as well as in drawings and paintings, he studied the female.
Spring Woods, John.
Degas.
That is correct. For 15 points, what American military base is often referred to as the Pearl of the Indian Ocean?
Spring Woods, Roel.
Guam.
Chance for Langham Creek.
Langham Creek, James.
Subic Bay.
Diego Garcia. For 20 points. In 1919, Ernest Rutherford artificially transmuted one chemical element into another by bombarding nitrogen with rays from radium. What gas did he produce?
Langham Creek, James.
Oxygen.
Correct, oxygen. Here's a 15-pointer for you. Somebody who purchases a Francois Boucher at an auction comes home with which type of painting? A Rococo, Impressionist, Surrealist, Naturalistic, or Pop?
Langham Creek, Martha.
Surrealist. And for Spring Woods.
Spring Woods, Cam.
Pop. Actually, Rococo is what we're looking for. For 20 points. What American poet wrote the following stanza? The morning breaks, the steeds in their stalls. Stamp a neigh as the hoster calls. The day returns, but nevermore returns the traveler to the shore. And the tide rises, the tide falls.
Spring Woods, Cam.
Whitman. Chance for Langham Creek.
Langham Creek, James.
Dickinson.
Longfellow wrote that one. For 15 points, here's an audio, so listen carefully. Which one or ones of these three animals chew their cud? Wait until you hear all three sounds.
Spring Woods, Snow.
The third one, the cow. Chance for Langham Creek.
Langham Creek, Martha.
All three. You are correct, all three of them. Now it's 15-pointer. What canine term describes a checked pattern, often black and white, with diagonal slashes running through it?
Spring Woods, Snow.
Houndstooth. That is correct, a houndstooth. For 20 points. Traditionally, where is the last patch of wet skin on a newborn animal?
Spring Woods, Roel.
Behind the ears.
That's wet behind the ears, is a quote we often hear. For 20 points. The last words of the protagonist of this Ernest Hemingway story are, one man alone ain't got a chance. However, in popular culture, a line of dialogue from the movie version is better remembered when Lauren Bacall tells Humphrey Bogart, you know how to whistle, don't you? You just put your lips together and blow. What is this Hemingway work?
Langham Creek, Hong.
The old man in the sea.
Stands for Springwood.
Springwoods, Cam.
The sun also rises.
Actually, one of my favorites to have and have not is what we were looking for. For 15 points. Which philosopher did Hitler and Mussolini proclaim as the master prophet of...
Springwoods, Snow.
Nietzsche.
That is correct, of authoritarianism. For 20 points, here's a visual for you, so take a look at your monitor in the studio of Houston's 2. Broadway Boogie Woogie is the work of what 20th century Dutch artist? Yay Modria is who that is. For 20 points. Name any 2 of the 4 current U.S. senators of minority descent.
Springwoods, Snow.
Braun or Brown and Nighthorse Campbell.
That's correct. Also Daniel Acosta and Daniel Inouye as well. You may want to use your pencils on this one. This one for 15 points. During a sale, half of the items were sold on the first day and 1/3 of the rest during the second day. What fraction of the original?
Langham Creek, James. 1/6.
What fraction of the original items were left for the third day?
Springwoods, Snow.
1/3.
Correct. 1/3. Now here's a 20-point question for you. What is the name for the retaking of property usually sold on credit and without the need for judicial
Langham Creek, James. Foreclosure.
or repossession? Either one. Correct. For 15 points. A good way to extend the life of batteries and photographic film is to place them in plastic bags and store them where?
Springwoods, Roel.
In the refrigerator.
Correct. Here's a 20-point audio question for you. Who is responsible for this piece called classical rap?
In New York City, they always say you can get anything any time of day.
Langham Creek, Michael.
Charles Osgood.
And for Springwood.
Chocolate croissants.
Springwoods, Roel.
Iced tea.
Actually, his name is PDQ Bach. PDQ Bach. Now for our 20 points. Who carried bubonic plague from the Middle East to...
Springwoods, Snow.
Iraq? From the Middle East to Europe during the Middle Ages.
Langham Creek, Hong.
The Crusaders.
That is correct. Here's another 15-pointer for you. This great jazz singer, who has long been ranked at the top by jazz aficionados, made 3 memorable albums with Louis Armstrong, including Porgy and Bess. In 1958, she gave a Carnegie Hall concert with Duke Ellington.
Langham Creek, Michael.
Aretha Franklin.
I'll continue here. She gave the Carnegie Hall concert with Duke Ellington to celebrate her Duke Ellington songbook. Name her.
Springwoods, Snow.
Ella Fitzgerald.
That is correct. Ella Fitzgerald. For 20 points. What was the occupation of Homer Macaulay in the Human Comedy?
Langham Creek, Hong.
He was the doctor.
Chance for Springwood.
Springwoods, Roel.
He was a salesman.
He was a telegraph messenger. Here's a 15-pointer for you. A word that can be said 2 ways, such as wind.
Langham Creek, James.
It's homophone.
Wind or wine is called what?
Springwoods, Roel.
A homonym.
Heteronym is what we're looking for. Heteronym. For 15 points. Which actress starred in Eugene O'Neill's A Touch of the Poet at the New York City Theater, named for her?
2 minutes left. Springwoods, Snow.
Ethel Barrymore.
Chance for Langham Creek. Helen Hayes is who we're looking for 20 points. Name the 4 countries with claims to the Oregon Territory in the early 19th century.
Langham Creek, James.
Mexico, Britain, United States, and Canada.
Chance for Springwood.
Springwoods, Cam.
United States, Britain, France, and Mexico.
Spain and Russia, along with Great Britain and the United States. For 15 points, use your pencils on this one. As x increases from 0 to 2 pi radians, tangent x increases in which quadrant?
Langham Creek, James.
tangent increases in quadrants 1 and 4.
Chance for Springwoods.
Springwoods, John.
2 and 3.
Actually, all four, for 20 points. A flag flown from the turret of the Globe Theater indicated that a performance...
Springwoods, John.
A performance was in progress.
True, but what we're looking for, a performance was to take place that day. What different messages were conveyed by the...
Langham Creek, Michael.
Each flag signified a different play that would take place.
More specific.
A different color flag.
More specific.
A flag for a play that performed at the Globe Theater.
What different messages were conveyed by the flying of a black flag, red flag, and white, so it would be a performance of a tragedy, history, or comedy. For 15 points. In psychology, the process of copying or associating closely with the behavior of other individuals...
Springwoods, Cam.
Impression.
...is called what?
Langham Creek, Hong.
Mimicry.
Identification. For 15. And that marks the judges is the score correct. Checking with the judges on the score, and it is correct. That means that Langham Creek will go on to compete with 335 points to Springwoods 265. A great game by both teams. I want to congratulate you both. Be sure and join us again next week on the Texaco Star Academic Challenge as we continue our quarterfinals with Lamar and James Taylor. Join us next week. Have a great weekend.
This morning at 10:30, some of the best spellers in Texas go head-to-head for the title of spelling champ in the East Texas Spelling Bee. Break out your dictionary and follow every word. This morning at 10:30, only on Houston's 2. Join us again next Saturday when 2 more Houston-area teams compete on the Texaco Star Academic Challenge.